Uh, Hi, how are you? Did you know, just stepping right on in, did you know that 1 in 5 Americans are diagnosed with an autoimmune disease or disorder? So that means basically that 30 to 50 million Americans, or 300 million globally, and of those autoimmune diseases disorder, there's there are those considered rare. And within the rare autoimmune disease disorder, there are over 7,000 that have been known or recognized. Now, what that means is that if we're in an elevator, one person in that elevator is expected to have a rare disease. If we're on a bus, it's expected that 4 people will have this rare disease. So I want to ask you, do you know of anyone in your family or indirectly that has been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease or disorder? For those who know me, Anita, those who don't, hi, I'm Anita. And I want to say I have astounding twin daughters, awesome sons-in-law too, and amazing grandchildren, 5 of them. And I didn't know, I'm learning about this. This is all new for me. I didn't know such a thing as rare disease. I was familiar or knew of autoimmune uh, disorder or disease, but not as much as what I'm learning now. And you don't know something until you're introduced to it. And often we're introduced to something either unexpectedly, surprisingly, and personally, intimately. Well, I've been introduced to two rare autoimmune rare diseases, and one is scleroderma, and the other is Sjogren's. These two are rare, and I knew of one before I knew of the other, and it has come into our immediate family circle. So what I decided that I want to learn as much as I can and be a voice, be a voice in public awareness. Because what I thought was that, I'm, who am I? If I didn't know about it, then I know there are millions that that are not aware of the different types of autoimmune. And did you know the diabetes, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune dis, disease? I didn't know that. I had no idea. Well, and my mother had it, and when she made her transition, that she had type 1 diabetes. She wasn't born with it. We're not born. There's juvenile, but most often we get these things as we get older, and like even with the rare scleroderma and Sjogren, these appear in mostly women between beginning at the age, I'm going to say between the age, starting at the age of 30. So anyway, I didn't want to get off into it. All I wanted to just come on and introduce and just say, it has become a public health, public health issue. Even the United Nations have adopted rare disease in the SDG number 3, wellness. And I'm just coming on to say, if you'd like to join me in advocating for public awareness so that we can get the word up. The more we know about something, or the more known something is, the more attention that is going to be given. And with some rare disease, hardly no attention, meaning clinical studies and treatments are given because it's not known. Some of these rare diseases or autoimmune diseases, the medication or the treatment is limited because there's not been, I was speaking with a beautiful sister yesterday because I joined the National Scleroderma Foundation and the Sjogren Foundation. I was speaking with the sister in the National Scleroderma Foundation, and she was stating that with these rare diseases and some of the autoimmune, there's no medication assigned to that particular condition because there's a condition, there's a syndrome, there's a disease, and a disorder, and we'll be going into all of that at some other time. But she was saying that because of that, then treatment can be limited or medication because it's it's not something that is specifically given. Like scleroderma is given a medication that treats kidneys, that kind of thing. And at one time, she said there was like a kind of uh, a little disagreement, or there was some not so good welcoming or recognition because at one time the cell sept is what it's called had become limited or something at some point, and the people that needed it for their kidneys, they kind of did an outrage because they said it was unfair that patients with scleroderma was getting this medicine which is specifically designed for kidney. So I want to be a voice, and even with that, to say, okay, start adding. And I was sharing with her, all we got to do is add the name of something to a database, and there it is included. So anyway, I'm on here to say, if you'd like to join me in being a voice, if you say, you know what, yes, I'd like to do that in raising public awareness. Raising public awareness, we can help bring funding for clinical trials. And of course, within any and everything, there is disparity and inequality. And we want to ensure that everyone is given afforded the benefit and the blessing to receive the treatment and the new not cures, but also to speak and be a voice for finding a cure for these things as well. But of course, it takes money, and of course, in order for a clinical trial study to begin, there has to be funding for that clinical trial study. But we know that's life. So anyway, if you'd like to be with me, join hands with me and be an advocate in raising public awareness and learn with me because I'm learning. So if you'd like to learn and grow with me, I'd love to partner with you in this journey, on this journey, okay? So you can reach me I was thinking before I came on, I said, okay, now which email, those that know me know I got 1,000 emails. As a matter of fact, I tried to create an email specifically for this, and I went to go do it, and Google said, you got too many of them. So you'd have to log out and then log back into the ones that you want. And I said, no, I don't even want, when you're in the flow, I was in the flow to come on here and share this information with you. So I said, no, I'm not going to do all that. I'll get off my grid. You know what I mean? Get off my square. So I said, so let's see. So getting back to that, let's see. So let's see. Okay. So if you're interested and you want to join me, well, you can even call me. You can call me at 313-605-8220, or you can email me at, let's say, advocateanitac@gmail.com. Yes, you can email me at advocateanitac, advocateanitac Okay. All right. So we know that the journey in self-recovery is absolutely beautiful, and I know you know. So beautiful, both he and she. So are you. So let's join together and do this thing. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for listening again. I am Anita. Bless.